Israel is waiting on a response from Hamas after agreeing to a U.S. proposal on a prisoner hostage exchange. The deal would release around 700 Palestinian prisoners, 100 of whom are serving life sentences for killing Israeli nationals. In exchange, 40 Israeli hostages would be released by Hamas in Gaza. CNN's Paula Hancock is live in Doha, Qatar, with more on this. Good morning to you. Paula, what is the likelihood of Hamas accepting this?
Well, Casey, it's interesting because just about 10 days ago, we had a counter proposal from Hamas, and they had said that they wanted to see between 700 and 1,000 Palestinian prisoners released. So this is within that realm that they gave in that proposal. Now, the technical teams are still here in Doha with the mediators, so none of the decision makers are here. What we're hearing from CNN analyst Barak Ravid is that this counter proposal will then have to go to Gaza, to potentially the tunnels in Gaza, to the man in charge, Yahya Sinwar, and he will make a decision. Now, he is quoting Israeli government sources as saying it could be between 1 and 3 days before they get a response. It's interesting to note, though, that all the sources, all the leaks at this point are coming from the Israeli side, clearly feeling domestic and international pressure to push this process forward. So what we could see in the coming days is some kind of a response. It's worth a reality check, though. This is just one part of one phase of this overall deal. So potentially no massive breakthrough is imminent. Casey?
All right, Paula Hancock's for us live in Doha. Paula, thank you very much for that. Our panel's back with us, and let's bring in Kim Dozier. She is CNN's global affairs analyst. Good morning, Kim. Wonderful to have you join us. So this all comes as Israel's defense chief is set to visit Washington this week. This is something that the Biden administration had wanted to have happen weeks ago. Ahead of Ramadan. Obviously, it did not. What is holding this up? What do you make of Paula's reporting? What are you looking for in the coming days?
It's all up to Hamas at this point whether to say yes to this. They could make another demand to stretch this out, because the longer Hamas stretches this process out, the more time they buy, the more they hopefully forestall some sort of Israeli operation in Gaza. But meanwhile, having the Israelis come here, especially the defense minister, who is at odds with Bibi Netanyahu, he's a guy that U.S. officials are going to trust to give the real answer, not the political answer. Why he feels the defense military necessity to invade Rafah, and they're really going to be able to battle test the plan to move people out of the way, and possibly also enlist U.S. aid in getting UN and other aid agencies to cooperate with moving people, which is something the Israelis have had a hard time with in the past.
Yeah. So let's look at the Vice President, Kamala Harris, was talking about this question of Rafah in an interview over the weekend. Watch what she had to say.
We're looking at about 1.5 million people in Rafah who are there because they were told to go there, most of them. And so we've been very clear that it would be a mistake to move into Rafah with any type of military operation.
A mistake, but would there be consequences if he does move forward?
Well, we're going to take it one step at a time, but we've been very clear in terms of our perspective on whether or not that should happen.
Are you ruling out that there would be consequences from the United States?
I am ruling out nothing.
Megan Hayes, I mean, what do you see in her saying that she's not ruling out consequences? What could that mean?
I don't think the administration is taking anything off the table. There's a huge humanitarian crisis going on that they need to address as well, and I think that they want Israel to take it seriously. I think this is why they're having these meetings. But I think she's saying we're not taking anything off the table, and we are serious here. We are not playing around with you, and we're going to take every measure that we are going to have consequences for every action that you take that's not appropriate here.
It's a tough political spot for the administration, for sure.